Hi everybody, how we doing?
Hi, so how are you?
Good.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining me on today's live. It's just going to be a casual chat about how we are as Chobham students, whilst also some experiences that you guys possibly may have faced, and routines of being a female footballer and a sporting role model for a lot of the Chobham students. Before we start, let's just do a quick introduction. So I'll start with myself. My name is Mr Okunja. I'm a PE teacher at Chobham Academy. Next person, who'd like to go next?
I'll go.
Off you go.
I'm Shante Perkins. I play for West Ham's under 18s and I attend Chobham Academy also.
Nice. Next. Rihanna, do you want to go next?
I'll go. I'm Rihanna. I play for West Ham under 18s too, and I also go to Chobham.
And last but not least.
And I'm Aminata. I also go to Chobham and I play for West Ham under 18s.
Legends. Okay, girls. So obviously you're playing for West Ham under 18. That is a big Super League team, especially in recent seasons, making the FA Cup final at first team level. How does it feel playing for a big female football team?
I would say it's a big privilege. It's an honour. It's so amazing the things that we learn and see every day, and just being in the big footballing environment and looking up to role models and getting as close to first team members sometimes in training. It's really an honour and a privilege. So yeah, it's amazing.
Nice. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would agree with what Shante said. It's a big learning opportunity, learn a lot of skills and just new things, and it's great being in a team environment.
Yeah, me seeing you girls day to day at the school, it actually motivates me a bit, because not only are you playing football, but you're learning about life outside of football, your diet, nutrition, your mental side. I see you guys having chats with various people at the school. Not only is it a privilege, like you guys have said, but you guys are role models for a lot of the Chobham younger students that we have at the academy. A lot of them look up to you guys. So a key question that I want to get out is, what is it like in terms of your daily routine? What would it normally consist of whilst at school? So from the morning up until you head home, what's it like?
Rihanna, go on.
Oh, I'd say it's very long. I leave my house at 7:30, don't get back home till 7:30 on a normal day because of training. So I have to travel in the morning, get to school, do all your lessons, and then on a usual day we'll have training till 6:30, which starts at 4. So it is a lot, but we've adapted to it well.
Yeah. Are there any struggles that you face in terms of keeping up with your schoolwork and playing football? Has there ever been any points for any of you where you felt, oh, this is possibly getting a bit too much for myself?
Yeah, I would say at the first few weeks, I was just getting used to A-level, getting introduced to it. It was a bit much. And learning just how to juggle training. When am I going to revise? Am I going to do this after a game on Sunday, or am I going to relax? It was just hard to juggle that. But I think I've got the hang of it now, and I know what to do, and I've made a schedule for myself, so I know when I need to do stuff.
I love that. I love the way you're organised. And talking to all your teachers, I've spoken to all your A-level teachers. They say that you're smashing the courses so far. So massive well done on that part. Next question I would like to ask you guys. Now we're currently in a pandemic. Has much changed in terms of your ambitions, your work rate, or has it made you strive to be a bit hungrier?
Yeah, I would say a lot has changed compared to the first lockdown. That was a big shock to us. I feel like a lot of us were demotivated to do some stuff, but this lockdown is definitely kind of different, especially for me. I'm definitely determined to get fit and just stay fit, and just waiting for the season to continue and just ready to do good things and new things in this new year. So yeah, it's different.
Different. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I feel like the first lockdown, I've learned a lot from it that I can apply to this lockdown. So just keeping organised and knowing what to do, and just even if I don't feel motivated to do stuff, I know it's what I have to do.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Okay, back to sports and day-to-day life. who are your key role models? Who would you say your key role models are that you look up to, both inside sport and outside sport?
Inside sport, I'll say my female footballer role model is Tobin Heath. She did recently move to Man United from the US. So that's my female role model. And I would say, because I play in midfield, my male football role model would be Kevin De Bruyne.
KDB. Don't say you're a Manchester City fan.
No, Man United.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you know your football. Next. Should we go, Rihanna? Who are your role models?
Yeah, I say outside of football, from my parents. Like, it's like, because like what my dad's been through. Like he had to like train to become a black taxi driver, and it took 6 years. So just seeing that itself is like very motivating. Like he got through that, he accomplished it. And in football, it's a bit of a cliche, but probably Messi. Like he's probably the reason why I started playing football. I've looked up to him since I was like in year 6. So that's my main football role model.
Okay, do you play like Messi?
I'd like to think so, but probably not, no.
I bet you do. Last one, Aminata, who would you say your role models are?
In football, I like 2 USA women's players. Their names are Mallory Pugh and Kristen Press, because they sort of have like a underdog mentality. Like they're kind of underrated, but they work really hard, and like they're really coming through now.
Good. And outside, anybody outside of football?
Outside of football, I'm not too sure. I don't really have one.
No, that's okay. That's not a problem at all. I'm going to ask a big question at the moment. There's been a lot of things going on, especially in the last year and a bit, that have gone global. We see it day to day whenever we watch any Premier League or EFL football match. But the Black Lives Matter protests and issues with discrimination and racism in sport. I play football myself. I play semi-professional football, and I was quite young when I got into the football scene and playing at that semi-professional level. I was about 18, and I was playing in Brighton, men's level, and it was a big shock when I was in a change room, because in Brighton, where I was, there wasn't many black people, especially in the team. And in the change room one day, there was a new boy who came, and the manager was going through the team sheet. XYZ's playing, this is playing, Mr Okunja, you're playing. And he got down to this new boy, who we all just called Ollie at the time. And he was going through his surname, and he started stuttering and laughing. He said, "Wow, look at his surname. It's got all the letters of the alphabet in it." And that was a moment where I just thought, wow, I didn't take, it's hard to say, I didn't think too much of it at the time, but after the game, it definitely hit me. But yet again, at the age of 18, I was fairly young. I wasn't going to go and approach the manager, I felt, because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't really want to get the manager upset, because the manager, at the end of the day, he pays me, pays my wages. If he doesn't like me, he'll just put me on the bench. So I didn't really want to get that conflict. But in regards to your personal experiences, has anybody been in any experience where they've possibly received discrimination or racist abuse whilst playing football?
I wouldn't say I've been in a situation, but I've seen someone in that type of situation. And like you said, like some stuff with surnames and names, and just like learning how to pronounce them, and just like not being like just being a bit insensitive about stuff like that. I think it's kind of, you do get scared to like approach it and go up to the person, especially because they're adult, and say, you know, what you did was wrong. But yeah, I've definitely seen some stuff like that before.
Yeah,
I'm glad it happened to me.
So not personal, but you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Would you say, this is quite a very tricky question, do you feel confident enough if you saw it to speak up, especially with a lot of the stuff that's been going on in terms of social media, what we've been seeing? Do you feel quite comfortable, or do you feel that it's still quite a hard subject to open up about?
I think it's a very hard subject to open up about because, you know, sometimes some people just don't want to hear it, or they're just a bit ignorant, and sometimes I don't really have the energy to explain to everyone why you did what you did was wrong, and like just really come through and just to find that confidence to talk about stuff like that, because people are always dismissing it. I think it's really hard, but I feel like in today's day and age, I would try, but I wouldn't be as confident, but I would definitely try to like talk about it and bring it up.
That's good to hear. What about the other two? Rihanna, do you feel that you are quite confident to try and talk up, or do you still feel that it's hard to open up a bit about issues?
It's quite hard. It's dependent on the environment. Like if you're around people that have the same mindset as you,
yeah,
it'd be easier to talk about it. But if everybody's like different, I don't see, like, I wouldn't be comfortable speaking up about it personally.
Yeah, I totally understand it. Even myself, I feel like some scenarios it's hard to open up, but as I get older, I've noticed that that's the best way. Honesty is the best policy. If I don't feel something's right, I've got to stand up. I think there was a good saying that I heard from another teacher at Chobham, Mr Stander. What you ignore, you allow. And I think once I heard that from Mr Stander, it wasn't about equality or racism. It was just about in terms of our overall manner. Whatever we ignore, we allow to happen. So I've taken that on board, and in my day-to-day life, I try and correct a lot of people. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen with you all. And I've got a bit of a presentation up. So I've got a bit of a presentation, and I've got 4 questions just about your opinions for each of these given scenarios. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all. Okay, as previously said at the beginning, before every Women's Super League game, before EFL games, before Premier League games, players take a knee, an 8-second knee. What are your opinions about this knee? Are you for, are you against? Do you think it's a good campaign to be running at the moment? What's your opinions?
I would say I'm for it to a certain extent, because although players are taking a knee and are taking 8 seconds of their time before the match to appreciate and like support the Black Lives Matter movement, something about it doesn't seem genuine anymore. It feels like they have to do it, and like you saw at the Millwall game, not all fans and not all people agree with it, and I just feel like it's a bit forced, and if it's not genuine, there's no point doing it, if that makes sense.
Aminata, I saw you nodding your head.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's good to raise awareness and show support, but like I feel like at the same time it has to be genuine, and you have to deeply agree with these. Like you have to understand the issues before you can just take a knee and just say you support it.
Totally with you, 100%. Rihanna, I'm going to throw you under the bus here. I know I've made you aware of this. But with this protest, do you think it's a good start about creating equality, not just in sport, but day-to-day life? Do you think it's a good start?
Yeah, definitely is a good start. It helps people understand like what other people have to go through, and it kind of brings a light to subjects that need to be spoken about. So it is a good start, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, next one. They're gonna gradually ask, and I'm gonna try and squeeze out a bit more from you. So Jadon Sancho, high-profile footballer at the moment, currently playing out in Germany for Borussia Dortmund. Jadon Sancho, he received a yellow card for this celebration. So on the top, he had justice for George Floyd. So after he scored, he took his top off, and this was the message on it. The question I'm asking you, girls, is do you think he should have been sanctioned for protesting or showing awareness?
I don't think he should have. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Rihanna, do you think he should have been punished?
I don't think so, no.
Huh?
It's like it's raising awareness. It's down to opinion. I feel like it was raising awareness, but others may disagree.
Yeah. What about you, Shante? What do you think?
I don't think he should have been sanctioned, you know, because he's doing it for the good cause, the right cause, and you know, a lot of people watch his games, and he, as you said, he's a very high-profile footballer. So for him to promote and like support that, it's a really good message for the Black Lives Matter movement. But also, people could argue that taking off your shirt for a celebration does require a yellow card in any given situation. So I think it's a very controversial topic to speak about.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I disagree with everything that they said. He has a large platform and a large following base, so I feel like it was good to raise awareness on such a large platform.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he does have a big following. So yeah, it did reach out to a lot of people, newspapers. It was all over social media. But yeah, really good hearing your opinions. Next one, Shante, I know you spoke about this previously, but a current football match in the EFL, so the English Football League in the Championship. Millwall Football Club were at home back in December to Derby County, and during the 8-second nil, a section of the Millwall crowd were booing the players, both their players and the Derby players. What are your opinions about this?
I just think it's just ignorance, you know. Not positive opinions, you know, just negativity. I think it's extremely disrespectful towards the Black Lives Matter movement, and just towards like what the FA is trying to promote anyway, fight back against racism. I feel like it's so inconsiderate of them to just go there and just be so disrespectful and not actually take time to understand the Black Lives Matter movement and why people are kneeling and their previous events that happened in summer. So I think it's just disrespectful.
I totally hear your point. What I do want to say though, it was a section of the crowd. It's not the whole crowd. So I don't want people to be saying that Millwall's racist because yet again, it is a small section. But Millwall do have some black players. And so did Derby County. They both had black players playing at the time. Abinata, how would you feel if you were playing in this game and this incident occurred?
I would feel like very unsupported because, like, as everyone says, football's meant to be like a game for all. It's meant to be inclusive. Like the FA have things like kick it out, red card to racism, and to come to a game and people booing at you, taking a knee for racial injustice. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, totally. I think I'd feel the same. I feel very emotional. Rihanna, what about yourself? How would you feel if you were one of the players?
Yeah, same as what Amy said. Like, I just feel like really small, like belittled by like everyone watching. You're supposed to feel good when playing football, and I don't think the players then would have felt good after that.
Yeah, totally, and the club as well. Millwall, that's the fans putting the club into shame as well. But yeah, totally agree with everything said. Totally agree. Girls, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today on our quick catch up. And a little talk about Black Lives Matter and equality in day-to-day life. Make sure you all keep safe. Make sure you all keep active. I know it's hard being at home. Keep smashing all your schoolwork. And hopefully we see you guys very, very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. See you later, girls.